Welcome back, guys. Let's go through the most recent Florida housing data. Okay, for those who have been here before, you know the drill. We're going to go through single-family homes, cover Miami, Orlando, Tampa, up and down the southwest coast, maybe a few others. Put the highlighter on yellow this time. Got a lot of feedback on no red highlighter last stats video. But this is all going to be sourced from the Florida Association of Realtors. And kicking it off, closed sales of single-family homes in the state of Florida, slightly down 4%. Median sales price down 0.4%, sort of like a rounding error. Average sales price up 3.5%. So this is the first month in probably 5 months that we've seen Florida not have year-over-year price declines on the average sales price. A median, I guess we can still consider that, but I still figure that's like a rounding error. It's that small. The median time to contract is still up 30% from last August, taking about 51 days to get a contract on your home, 90 days until it is sold. Now, interesting numbers here. We've got a big jump in pending sales from the year before. Pending sales are up 10% statewide from last August. Pending inventory is also up 5.5%. The difference is pending inventory is the total number of homes that have an accepted offer on them. New pending sales are the total number of homes that got an accepted offer in the month of August compared to last August. So pending inventory encompasses everything that's under contract for sale right now, whereas the new pending is just the previous month that we're looking at here. Inventory of active listings still up 13% from the previous year, though. This is kind of in line, 108,000 homes, what we've been seeing all year here in Florida. It's slightly down from where it was in the spring selling season, so we'll see what happens. We're going to come right back in the listing season here very shortly, and the month supply of inventory is actually up 17% from the previous year. Is at 4.5. It is now at 5.3 months of inventory. So I want to jump into month supply of inventory really quickly, guys. As you see, 5.5 months of inventory, according to the Florida Association, is a balanced market where neither buyers nor sellers have an advantage. I'd argue it probably favors buyers more, especially with all the economic circumstances going on. But at 5.3 months, what they're saying is a balanced market. It's actually slightly ticked down from what we've seen this entire year so far. So it hasn't been this low since February. And we'll see where it goes in the fall. Typically, again, like I said, there's going to be more listings coming on starting November, December, and then January and February is when everyone usually rushes to list. And you can see that ebb and flow here year after year. Didn't really get one last year, just straight up the whole year. But it should do this normal curve here and then begin to rise again if demand for housing doesn't pick up. If demand for housing picks up, even though we list more homes during season, we could see this decline. So diving down into the individual metros, I'm going to start off with Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. Their sales down 6.3%, a little higher than the rest of the state, but median sales price up 3%. Average sales price up 6.3%, which is bucking a trend that we saw here. So the previous 2 months, we saw very, very slight price declines on both these metrics, and now they are going back up. I'll take you guys down to that here in a second so you can see what's going on. Pending inventory up and new pending sales up as well. Active inventory up 18%. So they've got 18% more homes on the market, sitting at 5.7 months of inventory. That's actually down because that was up in the sixes for the previous 2 months. Now, I did talk to a broker in Miami recently, and they were telling me that the numbers I'm seeing here are painting a better picture than what's going on the ground, but it doesn't look like Miami is suffering here currently. As you guys can see, Miami MSA at least, the median sales price slightly ticked down here for 2 months, but for the rest of the year, it's been just going up continuously. And that trend looks like it's starting to continue. Same thing with the average sales price. We had 2 months of very slight price declines in this metro. Now it's back up on the upswing, and they've had some big jumps on the average. I mean, 18, 12%, 18 year over year. Now, this is going to vary every neighborhood. This is a huge area, as you guys saw. We're encompassing this entire section of Florida, but I try to keep in line and use the same exact locations each time so we can gauge what's going on. All right, shooting across the state here, Naples, Immokalee, Marco Island, MSA, just going to the West Coast, 12% bump in their sales from last August. Prices up 3.7% on the median, 12.6% on the average. Their dollar volume is up 26%. That's a considerable leap there. New pending sales going through the roof in August here. 23% more homes put under contract in Collier County than last August. That's a massive jump. They have 10% more homes under contract total at this time of year than they did last year. So they're going to have a strong closing season for the fall here. That's very interesting. I have seen a strong uptick towards the end of August and September in buyers coming out. I've been telling you guys that. So Collier County is seeing it more so than Miami for sure here. The inventory is up 11%. That's kind of modest with some of the numbers we've seen before, barely up 300 homes from where they were last year. That's very surprising because they were getting battered on inventory for a long time. 7.6 months of inventory, still technically a buyer's market according to that metric, but prices look like they're still going up in spite of that. And people will probably say, well, that's probably Naples and some of the higher end areas, but I mean, the median's going up too, guys. With that being said, only getting 89% of your asking price. The median percent of the original list price received was 89%. Kind of standard there now. I think last month it was 88%, but still, that's crazy. I mean, you list the house for $1 million, someone's going to come in at $888,000. That's what they want it for. That's what they want to get it for, according to that. And just to illustrate the trend of the median sales price, it's kind of a mixed bag. Really, any given month, guys. I mean, in May, it was down 19%. The next month, it was only down 4.3, down 7.1. But this year, there's been a strong push downward here ever since March, and this is the first month that really broke that. Now, normally I start at Tampa and head down the Southwest Coast. We're starting at Collier. We're going up the Southwest Coast. So Lee County here is next. Sales barely down 3.3%. Median sales price falling 5.1%. Average down 10%. This is Fort Myers, Cape Coral, still getting clobbered, still getting absolutely clobbered on price declines. Even in August, where Miami looked okay, Florida looked okay, Collier looked great, but Lee County getting battered still. Can't wait to see what Charlotte's doing because Punta Gorda is usually the big ones, but Lee County's been battling them lately for that. With that being said, sales up, new pending sales up 14% from the previous year. So that's a strong August for Lee County as well, as far as closings go. But people are just trying to steal stuff. If we're still seeing price declines like that, we'll see what they close at in the subsequent months. Total pending inventory is only up 3.3%. So barely more than they had under contract at this time last year. Still up 16.2% on the active listings, but this is down dramatically, guys. This was over 10,000 in season. So 2,300 homes have been taken off the market in the previous couple of months, whether it was selling them, delisting them, putting them up for rents, putting them up for rent. It's not funny. It's kind of funny. Month supply of inventory, 6.9, still a buyer's market there. You're getting about 93% of your ask across Lee County right now. Charlotte County single family homes really has me intrigued, guys. Sales are down 5.6%. But the median sales price is barely down 1%, and the average sales price is only down 1%. So this is what I'm starting to see around Charlotte County this is the Punta Gorda MSA, lower price declines year over year. I mean, Cape Coral and Fort Myers make this look great. So we used to see really, really big numbers out of this MSA, out of this county, and I'm not seeing that anymore. I'm seeing them sometimes in other places, but I'm not seeing that here. So it's got me wondering, is Charlotte County coming to the bottom? Is it stabilizing? The past 2 months, to me, at least the summer, we've seen some stabilization here, and we've seen it in a lot of regions across Southwest Florida. We're going to see it when I head up to Sarasota. I believe the numbers are going to reflect that as well. But kind of shocking, So I thought the fun would never end. Maybe it is. I have no idea. New pending sales up 26% for the month of August. So here's the trend, guys. Pending sales are going up in each of these places for the month of August. People have been coming in since August. It's continued through September. I can tell you that just from what I'm seeing on the ground. Total pending inventory up 20%. That's the largest we've seen. Charlotte County's got 20% more homes under contract at this time this year than they did last year. That's why I'm wondering. I mean, the buyers are obviously coming in. The price declines are sliding. The sales are still down from last year, but the pending inventory, the closed sales are down, guys. So what closed in August is down, but what went under contract is up. Closed sales is going to reflect pendings from June, July, maybe May. Inventory of active listings only up 3%. Still a lot of houses, don't get me wrong. That's 3,000 homes. That was over 4,000, but only 3% up from the previous year. Same with the month supply of inventory, 4.4%. Still a buyer's market, but not seeing the massive numbers that I used to like freak out about over here. It's interesting. Got to keep an eye on it. 91% of your asking price is what you can expect to get right now. Okay, heading north to Sarasota County, sales up 1.3%. Median sales price hasn't moved again. It's the second month in a row. It's been zero. That's weird. It's been $475 for 3 months now. That's strange. 2 months. Average sales price up 4%, again, reversing a trend that they had seen. Sarasota was taking a beating all year. What are their pending sales doing? Their pending sales are up almost 15% as well. Total pending inventory under contract up 13% year over year. So we're seeing the same thing here. I mean, even in Lee County, all this was up. All the pending sales were up from the previous year. There's more people buying this August, this September than there were last year. And it seems to have stopped the majority of the bleeding in every area we've looked at, especially in Southwest Florida. I mean, except Lee County, unfortunately. 13% increase on the month supply of inventory, sitting at 5.2. That is also down from where it was during season. So inventory of active listings still up, though. No one's inventory of active listings have fallen that we've seen yet. 3,307 homes. When that starts to happen, when we start to see inventory go down, we start to see negative inventory growth year over year, then we might see some serious price recovery. But right now, it seems to me like things are stabilizing. But I don't know because we're out of season. We're in September. This is supposed to be our slow time of year, but the sales are picking up pretty drastically from where they were last year in August. They're going to look phenomenal for September and October because we got hit with 2 hurricanes last year. But for August, this doesn't look bad. You're getting about 92.3% of your asking price in Sarasota County right now. All right, what does Manatee County got for us? 5.7% increase in the closed sales. Median sale price down 5.3%, but average is up 9.1%. Interesting. Manatee County had some of the largest price declines at the end of the season. I mean, it was down like 20% average sales price year over year, 15% median in June, I believe it was. So this is a big switch. We're starting to see this switch kind of everywhere. It's too preemptive for me to say this is a turnaround, but it is interesting this time of year. Their pending sales also up 16%. Just for the month of August, total inventory under contract up 12.5% and modest inventory increases, 12%. Nothing I can scream about, at least. 17.9% inventory jump for the month's supply of inventory. So Manatee kind of following suit here. And I just want to pop down to their median sales price to tell you, yes, it was June. They were down 15%. A few months before that was 12.5% year over year. And the average was even worse. So there's 20% drops on the average. So to see it, I mean, if we're being completely honest, the average sales price hasn't gone up year over year at all. At all. This is the first month Manatee has seen an increase in the average sales price in the past 12 months. The median, it's pretty close. They had a little blip here at 1.5% in March of 25, but that's only 1 month of positive numbers, the entire 12 months trailing. Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, the once unstoppable housing market, actually taking some of the worst beatings that we've seen here. Closed sales down 6.8%, median sales price down 2.4%, average sales price down 0.4%, continuing a decline they've been seeing pretty much all year on their pricing here. How are their pending sales doing? They're still up 6.8%, not as drastic as other places. Total pending inventory up 7.4%. 17% increase in their number of listings, 4.3 months of inventory. Now, the strange thing about Tampa, this Tampa MSA, and again, this is a lot of counties, as you guys can see here. It's gonna differ every neighborhood, but we just do the giant bird's eye because to keep it consistent. They've been in a heavy seller's market the entire year, but they've been seeing price declines all year long, which you guys can see here. The median sales price year over year, every single month except December, where it was zero, has fallen from the previous year. Now, the median sales price is still hovering around that $399, $410 number, but compared to the previous year, it's down almost every single month. Even though it's slightly down, it's still down. And the average sales price is following the exact same trend. All right, let's do the center of the state, Orlando, Kissimmee, Sanford MSA, sales down 6%. Median sales price basically untouched. Average sales price up 2%. New pending sales not as strong here. Actually, probably the weakest that we've seen, only up 5.4%. pending inventory is barely up 0.6%. So that's interesting. Seeing a big buying slowdown in this area of Florida where the East Coast, Miami, West Palm, everything in Southwest Florida saw an uptick, but they're kind of stagnant, it seems, right here. Again, these are giant metro areas, but from what this is showing me, they're not increasing the sales like they are across Southwest Florida or down in the Miami region. So their inventory is actually a healthy increase, 18%. That's probably the highest one we've seen. 10,558 homes. They're at 4.5 months supply of inventory, which is seller's market as defined by the association. But it's looking a little stale to me. It's looking a little stale. Time to contract up 41%. That's a big jump. Even though it's only 41 days, that's a big jump. So we'll see what's going on in Orlando. This place has been solid. This was like the new Tampa MSA to me. Like, you couldn't stop this. But this is starting to look like they might be coming into a slowdown, which again is typical for this time of year. The other ones are anomalies. We shouldn't be seeing sales speed up to that degree, really anywhere right now. So it's interesting. We're going to see the next month's numbers are going to be totally skewed because we have hurricanes in there from last year. So at least October. I don't know if September's will be affected by that, but this is some interesting stuff going on here across all the areas that we normally look at. It's too early to say this is a stabilization or a reversal, but it's certainly a pullback from the outward, nosedive that a lot of these places were seeing, even in season. But when the velocity of sales picks up in season, I don't know. Hard to call right now. We'll have to see how it goes. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. If you like this video, give me a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.